Alright, you reptile addicts, roll up your sleeves because I'm going to give you another shot of ball python madness to feed your reptile addiction. And today I'm going to go through my snakes. I'll give you an update of where I am in the season. It's been an incredible year so far. I can't even believe it. So I've actually had close to 60 hatchlings. Here's my hatchlings racks. And here's my ARS 1039. The whole thing is completely full. And over here is my ARS 1065, and all those labels right there are hatchlings. And believe it or not, I have 9 more boxes of eggs in the incubator. So probably what will happen is I will fill this whole thing up all the way down, all the way to the bottom with solid hatchlings. I'm expecting that many snakes. And I have 2 more females that I think are going to lay. I have this pastel pinstripe over here, and she's probably up next. Only 2 more snakes out of everyone, and she's pretty thin. The ultrasound says she's gonna lay, and I have 1 more snake over here, a bumblebee, and I crossed her with my fire pied, so that should be, she's possible het pied. She'll probably lay really late in the season, so those are my last 2 to lay. So what I want to do today is I want to go through all of these 60 hatchlings and pick out the cherry cream of the crop, the best snakes that I have. And actually I have little holdback stickers that I made. So I basically, what I do is I use a label maker and I put it on magnetic tape, and they just go right on my rack here. And I actually have 8 empty tubs here. One I just keep my moss balls in. But I have 8 empty tubs. I'm planning on, actually I have 9. Yeah, 9. Yeah, so I need to make 1 more label. So, well, today I made 8 labels right there. But I can pick out 1 more and see if I can get 9 holdbacks here. And then I have a few on the top. I have an old Arizona mountain female. She's really old. I think I'm going to hang on to her just because I don't think I want anyone else to have her. She's pretty much near the end. And then I have a banana female, a desert caliking male, and an Arizona mountain male. I might sell those 3 at the show. So that'll give me another 3. Will give me 12 holdbacks. Wow. So actually one of my clutches that I'm hoping, I just actually set up this clutch, and it was an albino het pied crossed with an albino pied. So if I get an albino pied female, I'll be holding that one back for sure. So I have some that are up and coming, and I have a scaleless head, het caramel albino. If I get a male out of that, that's a scaleless head, I might actually breed that back to the mom, which could possibly give me a caramel albino scaleless head, which would be really awesome. So those are 2 holdbacks that I'm hoping they hatch out. Hoping I get something good. But for now, I guess I'll go through these 8 and see if I can pick 8 really fantastic snakes. I got some really nice stuff in here, and I want to show you guys kind of the cream of the crop when I'm thinking about holding back. And then the rest of it, I'll probably sell most of it at the show. I got some tough choices. There's some really nice snakes. You can't keep them all, and I don't have enough room for all of them this year. And maybe next year or the year after I might buy a couple more racks, expand a little bit. But for this year, I think I'm just gonna maybe go with these 12 and just kind of expand into the racks that I have and go from there. So let me set this up on a tripod and I will show you what I have. Okay, the first one here, this one's actually eating 5 little rodents. He's doing really good. And this one is actually a scaleless head female, and she's doing really, really great. This is definitely one of the ones I want to hold back. So I have a scaleless head male, and this one seems really a lot oranger, believe it or not. But she definitely has the scaleless head. You can look at the few scales missing on her head. And if you breed a scaleless head to a scaleless head, some of the babies will come out completely scaleless, and that's kind of what I'm shooting for. But in order to get a completely scaleless snake, I'm going to have to grow this girl up. So The females are really hard to get and really expensive right now, because everybody's holding them back trying to get the completely scaleless. But this will really, really jumpstart my project into the scaleless head. And she's doing really great. So I think she's just a regular, just a normal scaleless head. I don't think she has any other genes. Just a scaleless head, but a really, really cool snake. And I love how she has, kind of the orange color. It's definitely a lot oranger than I've ever seen in normals, and it could be that she's just pretty small, but she's a really cool snake, and her belly looks really cool too. She's a really neat snake. That's definitely a holdback. Alright, so I just tagged that one holdback. And here's another really awesome snake. This is a pastel pinstripe scaleless head, so basically a lemon blast scaleless head, and believe it or not, this is a female. I think this is one of probably my most high-end snakes. And she's a little hisser. You can hear her hissing. She's definitely not used to being held, but she definitely has a really high expression scaleless head. I really love it, and I think if she makes some scaleless head babies, she's really gonna make some babies that are really high expression scaleless. I know on the scaleless, I'm not sure, I haven't seen a whole lot of completely scaleless snakes, but I know the patterns just really pop out because all the scales are removed, and it's a lot more intense than just a regular ball python. So when you remove the scales, it's really surprising how everything just kind of pops out. And a lemon blast, totally scaleless snake, that would be just incredible. I don't think I've even ever seen one, but I think it would be totally unexpected as far as what it would look like. But that head is just really neat. And actually, when I bought my male, I paid a little bit more for the male to get a really high expression scaleless head, where there's a lot of scales missing from the head. And I thought it would really help in long term, just to really improve the totally scaleless snakes. And this has just got a clear belly, just like a regular lemon blast. She's calming down a little bit. She's not hissing as much. But yeah, that's a really, really nice snake. And these are really, really expensive. This is probably the most expensive snake in my whole collection. So, and I don't plan on selling her. So, she's definitely going to be a holdback. Alright, so that's another holdback. And you guys know I'm into the scaleless head stuff. Believe it or not, I have one more lemon blast scaleless head female, and this girl, she ate 3 rodents. Let me move this over and I'll pull her out here. Oh, if I can keep from getting bit. Woo, this one's going all over. Ooh, she's hissing. Woo. I think these hatchlings need to be held a little bit more. So take a look at this beauty. This one I think is almost even a little more of a high expression scaleless head. That is just really something. And this one likes to run. I'm trying not to get bit, even though a bite from a snake this size might draw a little blood, but I don't think it would hurt that much. So these lemon blasts are just really awesome. So this is definitely another holdback. And I found it really helps to have 2 of the same thing. So this year I had 2 lessers and one of them laid. I had 2 female pieds and neither one of them laid. So I think it's really good to have duplicates of something you really, really want to go after. Just because they don't always lay, they don't always lay at the same time. They don't always lay every year, I should say. So it's always good to have a couple. And then, you know, you can always cross different things. Once I get another male scaleless head, I could actually breed it back to this and produce something really, really neat. So that's just a really neat snake. I'm sure she has the same kind of a clear belly on her. So really neat. Now she's calming down a little bit. Yeah, I don't think she's ever been handled, so that was kind of the first handling session. That's neat. Alright, so that's 3 of my holdbacks, and believe it or not, I do have one more scaleless head female that I want to hold back. So I'm really going after the scaleless head stuff. And let me pull this one out. This is actually a pastel scaleless head female. And the thing I really like about this one is it's a really, really high yellow scaleless head. Some of the pastels aren't as bright yellow, and this one just really, really pops out. I don't know if you can see it that good on the camera, but compared to some of the pastels I've seen, this one's a really, really bright one. And you can definitely tell by the head it's a scaleless head. So, and the belly almost looks like a normal kind of a belly. And this one has some really nice patterns on the sides. I just really, really like how the patterns kind of broke up a little bit. And that's pretty typical of a pastel. It kind of breaks up the pattern and just gives it a lot of yellow. So that's a really, really nice snake. Definitely another holdback. Alright, so that's pretty much it for my scaleless head holdbacks. And there's one snake in here that is really interesting. I don't know if you've seen the video before, but it is, I think it's a brand new gene. And let me pull that tub right here. I popped this out. Actually, I was breeding my Coral Glow to a normal, and I popped out this gem of a snake, and she is pretty amazing. It's a female. Let me set this up on the tripod again. So some people were trying to kind of guess what this was, but I looked all over the internet, on Morph Market, and everywhere else, and I couldn't find anything even close. And at first it kind of looked like a normal from the top, but if you look at the sides, there's definitely something going on. And I can't quite figure out what it is. It's kind of a crazy pattern and lightning on the sides. It's mostly kind of a normal color, except when you get down towards the belly. And if this will kind of relax, I'm also thinking that this is het pied. This came from my Coral Glow het pied, and so this is 50% het pied. But if you look at the belly, I'm pretty sure it's het pied. It's got the tracks down the belly. But this is a really neat snake, and I'm just kind of keeping it out of curiosity. And I did notice, if you looked at my Coral Glow male that actually produced this, his pattern is really broken up. And I'd say half the babies, half the Coral Glow babies, have a pattern that's really broken up. And I think whatever this is in those babies. So it's definitely affecting the Coral Glow gene. And kind of what I'd like to see is grow this up, cross it back to my my Coral Glow male, and then see if I can produce a super and see what the super would look like. That might be something completely, totally surprising. So I thought this was just kind of an interesting new project, something definitely worthy of holding back. And the one thing that, when you get a new gene, you think it's something new, you kind of want to hold on to it. But I'm not sure about my Coral Glow babies. And I think the breeder that I bought this from kind of had it all through his collection too. And he was mixing it with a lot of stuff, and he couldn't quite figure what's going on. So I think it's out there and it's floating around, but people don't know what it is, I think. And I think it's kind of hard to contain once it kind of gets that widespread, but it's, you know, you mix it with a 5 or 6 gene snake and you get some subtleties to some of your patterns and colors, and you really don't know until you prove it out. And I really tried to prove this out with a normal, and it really kind of popped out. Let me see if I can open it up a little bit and you can kind of see the belly a little. But that's just a really neat, kind of a weird pattern and color that I've never seen before. So definitely an interesting holdback on that one. Okay, here is a really, really neat snake. This is actually a 3 gene animal. Oh! 3 gene and 1 thumb. All right, buddy. Come on. All right. He's a little tiger. Woo, let me tell you. So this one, believe it or not, this is a pastel calico bamboo. Pastel calico bamboo female, which is a really, really neat snake. And the pastel just kind of lightens it up a little bit. It's definitely lighter than some of my other bamboos. And the calico just kind of gives it the clear sides a little bit and kind of reduces the pattern. But it is a really, really neat snake. And most of the bamboo stuff has just pattern up on the top. So when you look at it from the top, it's really impressive. And a lot of times the belly will be completely clear. Pretty typical of the bamboo stuff, but you know, I just have the one bamboo male, and I thought it would be cool to have some bamboo females so I could kind of mix some stuff in with the bamboos. I'm actually thinking of maybe doing like there's a couple different projects. I guess I can share them with you. So I'm thinking of doing a scaleless bamboo, and if I had a female, I could cross my my male scaleless head with the bamboo and produce some scaleless head bamboos, which I'd have to grow up. And then actually, so it'll take to get a scaleless bamboo, it's going to take me like 6 to 7 years, I think. Which is pretty incredible. Some of these projects are really long term, so I don't think there's a lot of competition. If you want a 7-year project, we'll race each other to it. But yeah, that's just one of my really neat favorite, one of my most favorite bamboo combos is the pastel calico bamboo. Okay, I'm down to 2 more holdbacks, and so we're getting into some of my younger snakes now. So this one, I don't even think this one's shed out yet. It hasn't been out for that long, hasn't eaten, and it's a completely white snake. And if you looked at it, you probably would not be able to guess what kind of a snake this is. So this is a snake in what we call the BEL complex, or the blue-eyed leucistic complex. And there's several different ways you can get a snake like this. You can do a super fire, a super lesser, a lesser fire. There's a whole bunch of different ones. This one happens to be a bamboo lesser, which is really, really neat. So, and these act as an allelic animal. So everything that this breeds to will either be bamboo or lesser. And this one happens to be a female. So it's going to be a little while before she gets big enough. But she, if you can see it, she's got some really nice blue eyes. I don't know if you can really see that in the light here. But that's it's a really neat snake. It has a lot of breeding potential, and it's similar to a lot of the other blue-eyed leucistic complexes. So it's definitely a really interesting holdback, and it should make for a really nice breeder. You definitely won't get any normals out of something like this. So I'm really looking forward to breeding this with a bunch of stuff. Okay, so that was 7 holdbacks from this rack. And back up over here, these are my new hatchlings. They haven't really shed yet, haven't really eaten yet. So I kind of went through them the other day, and I think there's definitely one that I want to hold back, and that is my pastel pinstripe bamboo. And he's still deep in shed. You can see his eyes are still blue. But when he hatched out, he was really pretty. And let's see if I can get him out of here. And he's really kind of faded now. But it's kind of interesting, his pattern. I always thought, you know, when I first saw him, I thought his pattern kind of looked like hieroglyphics. With little animals and people and little signs and symbols. Well, I thought that was kind of neat. And when he gets big, I think those will get a little bit bigger. And it'll kind of be a really interesting pattern. So he's got the bamboo gene, the pastel gene, and the pinstripe. So he's basically a bamboo lemon blast is what he is. Well, this is actually, let's see, this is actually a female, I think. I believe. So, no, this is a male pastel pinstripe. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, that's kind of an interesting twist. I was thinking this was a female. I suppose I could use it to replace my male bamboo, and then instead of getting a lot of normal stuff, I get pastels and pinstripes and bamboos mixed with whatever else. But yeah, I was thinking it was a female. I don't know. As a male, I'm kind of on the fence, because males, you know, you can kind of use them to breed. I think, though, it would be just neat to kind of grow them up to see what this pattern would look like as an adult, as a big snake. I think it just would be really, really neat. I might even bring them to the shows just to show them off and say not for sale, and say, hey, check out this snake, because he's just so cool. But yeah, so he's a really another neat snake. I think I'm going to hang on to him for a while. Okay, now that I thought about that one a little bit, I might actually sell that one, just because it's a male. There's another one in here, though, I think I will hold back, and that's just a female bamboo pinstripe. And I kind of want a female bamboo, because I want to add some more stuff, because use some of my males to kind of put into it. So it's good to have more females than males, I think, because I started out with a lot of males. And this one's pretty close. It just doesn't have the pastel in it. The pattern's a little bit almost the same, but it's not quite as hieroglyphic, I guess you could say. Not quite the same. More of a, I guess, a regular pattern to it. This one actually just shed out, so it hasn't eaten yet. So it's still trying to figure everything out. But that's probably going to be another one of my holdbacks. And this is, you know, the bamboo females, it's kind of the key to producing the scaleless head bamboos, is where I kind of want to eventually go. So, and then I have another gene in there, so I could have the totally scaleless pinstripe bamboos, and I could also have some scaleless head pinstripes, because it's got pinstripe in there. So there's a lot of possibilities that I could get from this. Another really cool combo would be a bamboo desert ghost, which I'd kind of like to work on, but that's probably a 10-year project. But still, I mean, the key to it is to get the female bamboos up front. Okay, so that's pretty much it. The one thing I'm really looking forward to, I'm hoping to get at least one, maybe two albino pied females. So those will definitely be holdbacks too. So this was 8, and if I get 2 of those, that'll be 10. And that'll leave me room for 2 more, and I'll kind of have to really think. Probably the scaleless head, 50% head caramel albino will be number 11. And then I'll have to really think about number 12. I'm thinking maybe I got some really nice female bamboos, just a straight bamboo. And some of these guys are really high contrast. So, and some of them aren't as high of a contrast. Here's another female bamboo right here. And I have a whole bunch of, here's another female bamboo. So I definitely have plenty to pick from. So, that's pretty much what I'd go through probably, is to find another female to hold back. Or maybe I'll just keep one of my king snakes. Because I only have a limited number of tubs. So I'll probably keep maybe my banana female. But that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.